Talking about getting into like the culture and like when you start skating regularly, what was it like when you started coming to like the skate parks and like you getting involved in the community and like showing other people, like you mentioned, showing your parents your skills? I feel like that must be one of the best parts about skating, because you spend so much time by yourself learning how to skate, just going over and over again, doing the same things over and over again where no one really can see it. But then you get to a stage where you're like, okay, fuck, I can actually do this, and then you show other people and you're like, do you get it? Do you see how fucking cool what I just did? And then I can imagine when you're around other skaters, they really get it, like, oh fuck, you just did that thing. Or they'll be like, oh, like, do this, do it like this. What was it like getting into the community and like getting around other skaters that like love the same shit you do?
I think yeah, it was sick. Luckily, I haven't really had to skate by myself all that much. Although I will go and skate by myself because I enjoy it. I have been blessed to always have been skating with people, and they've all been like my level, so it's been like a group progression sort of thing. But getting into the community, it was well, my community was just the people I used to skate with, and then I started getting into skate videos. I'm really bad. I don't watch as many like skate parts or like skate videos as I should. I'm quite not that knowledgeable.
Like, you skate all the time.
Yeah, I skate all the time. I'd rather skate than watch it, you know. Yeah,
matter.
but watching it is nuts, because when you like understand it and you'll see someone like throw down some mad thing, you'd be like, how? You'd be like, how is that actually possible? And then on the off chance if like you actually manage to go see that spot that they hit, and then you look at it and it's always 20 times worse in person. You look at it like, yeah, I don't know how the fuck he did this shit. Like, that's nuts.
Here's a question. Sorry to interrupt, but I really want to know this. Who's the best skater you've seen like live, like seen do a crazy trick?
Well, I also was blessed to go to Copenhagen during the Copenhagen Open, which is like, I guess some like big skateboarder event. They get a bunch of pros to go. They hold like competitions. Like people come out and it's just good fun. And I remember they did like in Copenhagen. I can't remember the name of the park, but it's this big park. It has like a vert ramp. It has like 3 different bowls, which I slept in homeless one night. But like Oski was skating them. Oski's nuts. I saw Oski in person. He just does like fat shit out of.
I have no idea
he's on like Nike. He has a Nike shoe, which is the tick is like a shark coming up, and it's one of the few Nike shoes where like they don't have the tick, but the shark looks like the tick. It's quite cool. But he just does like nuts bowl stuff. He's not my favorite skater ever, but like he's nuts to watch in person. And then same, like I saw Jack O'Grady in person. I saw like Mason Silver, but he won skater of the year one year, but he like did 0 tricks, so he was just teasing us.
Who was your favorite skater of all time? Hard question, I know.
That is a really hard question.
Alright, give me like 3 or 4 that you really like.
3 or 4 that I really like. I do like Jack O'Grady. I think Jack O'Grady is really cool.
Who's Jack O'Grady? I have no idea who these people are.
Oh, he's some like Australian guy.
Australia.
Yeah, he skates for Passport, and he just hits like big rails, big grinds, does like big fast air sets. It's more like he doesn't really do like lines and stuff. He does more like just big one shots.
No
That's
worries,
fine. That's fine.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah, that's fine. Alright, cool.
This is what happens when you have a podcast. People just come and tell you when they're closed. Anyway, keep going.
That's fine. Yeah. So yeah, he's nuts. I like E2 as well. E2 Torbjörn. I've probably butchered his last name. But he's sick. He is Swedish, I think. I don't know. He's cool. He's also I know he sounds Japanese, but he's not. No. He's like the blondest guy I'll ever see. But he also just recently got moved onto Passport, which was an interesting move.
What? So Passport is like a
Passport's like an Australian brand, yeah. Okay. But yeah, they do cool stuff.
So talk to me about that. So these brands, they will hire skaters to skate for them, and it's like the better skater you are, the better brand you can get to, or what?
Yeah, sort of. It's like yeah, pretty much. You can go like sponsored and stuff where like just get sent free shit. Maybe if you're lucky you'll get paid for a couple clips. But yeah, you'll go like pro. Going pro is like you made it, because you get a whole board. Like the company will make a board for you. It'll have your name on it. You get whatever graphic on it. They normally don't tell people either when they've gone pro. They'll just be like, oh, we're going to the pub. And you go to the pub and then everyone's there and you have no clue. And it's like, surprise! And like holding your pro deck up and everything. Amazing. And it was like, oh my god, I can't believe it. Yeah, and it's nice. I can imagine that's probably one of the best feelings ever.
Best feelings, man. I can imagine.
Yeah,
you worked so hard to get there.
Yeah, exactly. And then just getting surprised with it one day.
Yeah,
like, oh my god, yeah. And then seeing like the deck in person. Oh yeah, nuts.
What's the one skate band you would love to join, or if that was for you, what would you love to be part of?
I think I like Passport. I think Passport's really cool. I think they got good graphics and they got good decks and they got a good team. But like Tom and Connor always say they see me on Baker, which is like Andrew Reynolds' brand. Kada did a lot from Andrew Reynolds. Tony Hawk's son skated for Baker as well. Tony Hawk's son, Riley Hawk, skated for him. Very different type of skaters, but he's still sick.
Yeah.
But
who's that? Sorry, who's that 12-year-old just like apparently insane at the she's like at the Olympics now?
Oh, is it
I have no idea.
Maybe the Brazilian girl?
I don't know. I have no idea. And all I know is she's 12 years old. She's super good at skating. She's like the best new thing that's out. And like she's American, maybe she's American. Maybe
American. Sky Brown?
I don't know. Is she good?
I don't really know. I know. No, they are. I do know they are good. They're nuts. They're just little girls that just shred.
Just fucking crazy.
Younger than me, which is nuts. Like, because I know. Oh God, I can't pronounce her name. Her name's like Rayleigh. If you know, she came like third, I think, at the Olympics. Yeah. But she's nuts. She's like 16 or 17 or something, competing in the Olympics for skateboarding, just hitting massive ass rails and others. It's nuts. Yeah.
Now here's another question. I was talking before about the people that you start skating with and the people that you grow when you're on your skating journey. What are some of the kind of people that you think are drawn to skating? Like I know we were talking about before we started. Like I know there's not a specific type of people, but I think like there's certain type of people who are drawn to skating because that just fits their personality. They're like risk takers and they're like achieving big wins or like whatever that is. Do you think skating attracts a certain type of people? And if so, what kind of people do you think are drawn to skating?
Honestly, skateboarding draws everyone. From like when I go to the skate park and everything, all walks of life skateboard, which is also so cool. Because you can talk to you can like talk to everyone, and you got that common thing skateboarding, and then obviously that branches out into other stuff. But yeah, seriously, all walks of life into skateboard because there's no one owns the thing. Yeah. So yeah, of course, and I mean it's not like crazy bad to get into. I mean buying a skateboard can be expensive,
especially if you keep breaking it.
Especially if you keep breaking it, yeah. Especially if you keep breaking it. But yeah, and all walks of life. But yeah, typically you will get like a lot of it is like 14, 15-year-old boys who think it's really cool and get into it. Which I was there. I've been there, done that. But yeah. To be honest, everyone. Yeah.
Okay. Here's another question. By the way, I think it's so cool. I've been peppering you with questions, but honestly, like, I think it's so cool. I can't relate on the level you're talking about, but I have the same excitement for football. Like I have the same excitement. Like I understand what you're saying.
Anything about football, really?
But like when you're speaking about like young people who are coming through, you're like, oh my god, that's so cool. Like teams that people go into, you're like, oh, that represents them. Yeah, true. You know what I mean? It's like this. It's literally the same thing, and I'm relating on that level. I'm like, fuck, man. Like I can really see what you're saying because I do believe like, especially when you're starting off. Like when I started playing football. You're right. I had no idea when I started falling in love with football. It was just like that. I just clicked. It just like. You just remember you just always doing it. You just remember always doing it. Always being outside playing with friends, like you were saying. All of you. As well. But I mean, I'm okay. I'm as good at football as you're as good at skating. You're probably better than me at skating as I am at football.
Pretty good at football.
You're pretty good at skating. But no, it's like, and it's true though, because it's like you feel like you're part of this group and you just keep improving. One question I wanted to ask you, what do you think skating means to people? And it's a difficult question to ask, but essentially what I'm trying to find out is like, what, like, obviously people start skating and they just skate for the fun of it, and maybe you don't even think about it that deeply, but I feel like skating represents something for the people who skate, and they do it because either it's like it is for the love of the game, it's for the love of the fact that they get to skate, but also like just hanging out and like being drawn to skating with people and hanging out, the kind of people that they hang out, the kind of, because it's not like people in business suits. People aren't like stuck up when they're skating. They're more like relaxed and chill. I don't know. Maybe they are. Maybe they are. You can tell me about it. But like, yeah, what do you think skating means to people?
Well, for everyone, I don't know, but for me at least, for me at least, it's well, it is like a good. There's a whole debate in the skate community. Is skateboarding a sport or is it not? That's like a massive debate. Personally, I see it as a little bit of both. I mean, it's in the Olympics, so it has to have some sort of like sport. But how people like arguing like, how can you like score the skateboarding? Because it is all a lot of personal preference. So they're just doing like hardest trick, and a lot of people are like, oh, that's bollocks, because that's not what skateboarding is about. But to a lot of people, that is what skateboarding is about. But yeah.
What do you think? Do you think it's about
To me-
the hardest trick, or is it just about expressing?
Nah, to me it's not about the hardest trick. I think having the hardest tricks is cool and it's definitely very impressive. But to me, I don't know, it's just fun. A lot of people will express skateboarding as an art. They'll say it's like an art. You'll go about it's like a body art, kind of like dancing. It's kind of like dancing, but you're dancing with this wooden thing that's trying to hurt you the whole time. Yeah, literally. And yeah, I don't know, it's so good. And I think the perseverance of like what makes skateboarding is like, you know, you persevere, you just persevere until you finally get it. And I think so much of that you can also bring into real life. It's like, if I just keep trying, I can hit my head against this wall as much as I want, or as much as possible. If I just keep trying, I will break through at some point. If I just believe in myself and I know I can do it, and that has helped me a lot just in life. I go like, well, if I can do it in skateboarding, that is a lot harder than what I'm doing right now. Yeah, so you can bring it like a lot of it to that. And I think there's a lot of soul in skateboarding, because if you just didn't want to get the trick, you just wouldn't put yourself through that. So there's a lot of like the celebrations of when people land, yeah, it's like, oh, it's so good.
I can imagine, man. Okay, what are the you said perseverance, what other emotions do you think people who want to skate, what other like things do they have to have? Like you said perseverance, is it like fear, like you can't fear? Is it like basically what I'm trying to get at is like what are some of the things that you think people can learn from skating they can apply to life?
Well, I think there is fear in skateboarding. Trust me, I've shit myself so many times. Like looking at a stairs or something, like, don't want to do this right now. I was like,
might break my head this time.
Ooh, little mouse.
Little
mouse. I'd be like, oh, don't want to try this right now. I was like, I've started it though, so I've got to end it somewhere. It's either I hurt myself, or it gets too dark, or I get it and I go, or I just give up. But that sucks, because that will keep me up at night. I'd be like, I can't believe I just walked away from that. Yeah, like I can't believe I just walked away from that.
Yeah.
But yeah, oh man, it's just fun. It's just fun.
I can imagine, man. I can see, man. I can see in your face, man. You just like fucking.
I could talk about it all day. I really could talk about it all day. This is a good excuse for me to just chat about it without someone telling me to shut up. Yeah.
It's a good for me excuse to find out more. Okay, here's another question. Go on, no, sorry.
Oh yeah, sorry, no, I was gonna say, yeah, fear is a big part of skateboarding. Skateboarding is scary, but it's about that overcoming of the fear, going through, you know, slowly just becoming sure in yourself, and then as you do that, you'll just start getting more confident in yourself as well, because you're like, I've done this before. Not necessarily the same trick, but like, I've been through this road before, I've done this before, like I know I can do it, I know it's within me to do it. So you just got to keep hitting it, and then that overcome of fear, I don't know, I think it's also really beautiful.
What have you learned about fear from skateboarding, you think?
It's scary. 9 times out of 10 you build it up in your head way more than what it actually is. Because I feel like everyone does that as well. Everyone will build something up in their head, and then you'll finally do it, and you'll be like,
it wasn't that
bad. Yeah, I'll be like, that wasn't that bad. I'll do it again now, yeah, you know? And it's, I don't know, it's like that. Until the times where I actually don't want to do it again, I'll be like, fuck that, I'm never hitting that shit again. That's done. I'm never going back to that.
The fear is real, guys.
Yeah, the fear is real on that sometimes. I was looking at it, I was like, alright, sweet, bye. Never fucking looking at you again. So I'll take my clip and that's it. But yeah, I guess that's what fear is in skateboarding.
Thank you so much. That's a really, really well put, and I agree, 100% agree with you, man. What are some of the misconceptions do you think people have about skating and also skate culture? You know, like I feel like older people, they look at younger people with a misconception, and I think especially when it comes to skaters, because you guys are just free. You fucking skate on the street, you skate at the train station, you skate wherever you want, because you guys are free. But most people look at it as like, they have a misconception about what kind of people you are. But what kind of misconceptions do you think people have about skating, whether it's getting into it, or about the culture, or even the people that skate?